Hare Krishna. We continue reading from Bhagavad Gita as it is. We are on chapter 10, the opulence of the Absolute, and we are reading from text 9. We're reading from text 9. This is the second verse of the Chatushloki. The Chatushloki begins from text 8, and so this is text 9. Makchita Madkata Prana
Machita Madgata Prana
Bodhayanta Parasparam
Bodhatyantat Parasparam
Katyantascha Mam Nityam
Kashyantya
Katyantasya
Nityam
Nityam
Tushyanti cha Ramanti cha.
Tusyanti
Vachan Ramanti
Machita, their minds fully engaged in me.
Mat Chitta, their minds fully engaged in me.
Madgata Prana, their lives devoted to me.
Matgata Prana,
Prana, their lives devoted to me.
Bodhayanta, preaching.
Bodhayanta
Preaching.
Parasparam, among themselves.
Parasparam
Among themselves.
Kathayanta, talking.
Kathayatha
Talking.
Also.
Cha
Also
Mam, about me.
Mam
about
about
me.
Nityam, perpetually.
About me,
Nityam, perpetually.
Tushyanti, become pleased.
Dushyanti,
perpetually.
become pleased.
Also.
Also,
Also,
Ramanti, enjoy transcendental bliss.
Ramanti
enjoy transcendental bliss.
Also.
Also,
Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. The hearts of my pure devotees dwell in me. Their lives are fully devoted to my service, and they derive great satisfaction and bliss from always enlightening one another and conversing about me. So please read the translation together.
The thoughts of my pure devotees dwell in me. Their lives are fully
devoted to my service, and
They
they derive
right
great
satisfaction
always
and peace from
Always enlighten
always enlightening
about me.
another, conversing about me.
Pure devotees whose characteristics are mentioned here. So now who is a pure devotee? What are they doing? Engage themselves fully in the transcendental loving service of the Lord. Means 24/7, not 1 hour, 2 hours, 1 minute, 2 minutes. No, 24/7. Fully engage themselves in devotional service, transcendental loving service of the Lord. Devotional service is on the transcendental platform. It's a service out of love, loving service. When we love someone, we serve them. Their minds cannot be diverted from the lotus feet of Krishna. So this is they're fully their consciousness is Krishna conscious. Their talks are solely on the transcendental subjects. The symptoms of the pure devotees are described in this verse specifically. So this is what a pure devotee does. The pure devotee, his entire life is for the pleasure of Krishna. He is always thinking about the Supreme Lord. He's always thinking about Krishna. What is he talking about? Only on subjects of Krishna, transcendental subjects. The symptoms of the pure devotees are here. Devotees of the Supreme Lord are 24 hours daily engaged in glorifying the qualities and pastimes of the Supreme Lord. Their hearts and souls are constantly submerged in Krishna, and they take pleasure in discussing him with other devotees. So this is the pure devotee. They are always hearing and chanting in the association of devotees. Hearing and chanting in the association of devotees. They take pleasure in discussing Krishna with other devotees. Their heart and souls are constantly submerged in topics of Krishna. In the preliminary stage of devotional service, they relish the transcendental pleasure from the service itself. And in the mature stage, they're actually situated in love of God. So by hearing and chanting, devotional service is joyfully performed. Krishna says in the 9th chapter, 2nd verse, Susukham kartam abhyayam. Second verse or first verse? Not sure, but it's the 9th chapter. He says, Susukham, that this devotional service is joyfully performed. Joyfully. And this is what the pure devotees are experiencing, transcendental pleasure. We are all pleasure seeking. We want to enjoy. We are always want to do things which will make us happy. But it's devotional service which can actually truly make us happy. And this is what the happiness is. This is transcendental happiness. And the pure devotee is experiencing that. And then in mature stage, when what happens gradually, he's continuing to engage in this transcendental loving service. And then his love for Krishna blooms. It's like a flower. First, it's like a seed, then it becomes like a bud. And then, like the seed, we put the seed, then the seed fructifies, becomes a plant. Then the plant will have a bud, then the bud will start opening. And when it's fully bloomed, that is love of Krishna. So once situated in that transcendental position, they can relish the highest perfection, which is exhibited by the Lord in his abode. So love of God, that situation is a spiritual situation, transcendental situation. Can experience this loving relationship with Krishna. Lord Chaitanya likens transcendental devotional service to the sowing of a seed in the heart of the living entity. So we just said that the seed is there, it fructifies. So where is the seed sown? Seed is sown in the heart. There are innumerable living entities traveling throughout the different planets of the universe. And out of them, there are a few who are fortunate enough to meet a pure devotee and get the chance to understand devotional service. Brahmita, what is it? Brahmanda Brahmita, Bhume Kaun Bhagyavan Jiva, Guru Krishna Prasade Paya, Bhakti Lata Bija. We are wandering in one body or another in this material universe, in different planets and different universes. And then only out of good fortune, by the grace of Guru and Krishna, we get this opportunity to meet a pure devotee. And what does the pure devotee do? Pure devotee revives our faith in hearing and chanting. The pure devotee gives us that opportunity to hear and chant. He revives our faith. This devotional service is just like a seed. And if it is sown in the heart of the living entity, and if he goes on hearing and chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, that seed fructifies, just as the seed of a tree fructifies with regular watering. So the seed of devotional service is sown in the heart. And how do we water the seed? By regularly chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. This chanting of Maha Mantra is not an ordinary sound vibration, it's transcendental sound vibration. That's the reason it can help us to revive our love of God. There's so many other songs we could sing, but that's not going to help us revive our love of Krishna. No. We sing filmy songs, we sing songs by entertainers, all that. That's not going to help us revive our love of Krishna. Only when we chant Hare Krishna mantra, we can revive. This is the great chant given to us for this age of Kali. It's not that this chanting was not there in the earlier ages. It was there. It was there. It's specifically we are advised to take this up because we have no other qualification. The spiritual plant of devotional service gradually grows and grows until it penetrates the covering of the material universe and enters into the Brahma Jyoti effulgence in the spiritual sky. So this seed of devotional service which is sown in the heart, then we water it by hearing, chanting. And what happens? That this seed fructifies. You know how we put a seed, it fructifies as a plant. And then this creeper, it's growing, it grows and it grows and it grows. It grows till the time it crosses beyond this material world and it reaches the Brahma Jyoti. In the spiritual sky also, that plant grows more and more until it reaches the highest planet, which is called Golok Vrindavan, the supreme planet of Krishna. So even if one reaches the Brahma Jyoti, the hearing and chanting has to continue. Then the plant will continue to grow because it still has to go higher. It still has to reach up to Golok Vrindavan, which is the highest planet in the spiritual sky. And then ultimately the plant takes shelter under the lotus feet of Krishna and rests there. Gradually, as a plant grows fruits and flowers, that plant of devotional service also produces fruits, and the watering process in the form of chanting and hearing goes on. So, as the plant grows, then eventually there'll be fruits and flowers. So there are. The fruit is love of Krishna. This fruit of devotional service is love of Krishna. But hearing and chanting goes on. When the plant gives us fruit and flowers, it's not that we stop watering it. No, it continues to. We continue to water. So hearing and chanting goes on. Never stops. This plant of devotional service is fully described in the Caitaniya Caritamita Madhya Lila, Chapter 19. It is explained there that when the complete plant takes shelter under the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord, one becomes fully absorbed in love of God. Then he cannot live even for a moment without being in contact with the Supreme Lord, just as a fish cannot live without water. This is the natural state. This is our natural consciousness, actually, that we cannot live even one moment without Krishna. We have simply forgotten it. When love of Krishna is fully revived in our heart, then cannot live even without one moment. Cannot live without Krishna even for a moment. We take out a fish out of water, the fish is going to suffer. It just starts suffering like that. Starts and wants to go back in the water. This is how it is when the devotee has revived his love of Krishna. He wants to immediately be with Krishna. In such a state, the devotee actually attains the transcendental qualities in contact with the Supreme Lord. So, the devotee attains the transcendental qualities and contact with the Supreme Lord means he's completely purified, completely in his original spiritual form, his Satchidananda form, his spiritual body. The Srimad Bhagavatam is also full of such narrations about the relationship between the Supreme Lord and his devotees. Therefore, the Srimad Bhagavatam is very dear to the devotees, as stated in the Bhagavatam itself, 12, 13, 18. So we can see, that hearing the pastimes of Krishna is not a mundane activity. It's not like hearing some fiction or something for entertainment. No, it's actually helping us revive our love of Krishna. It's actually helping us to get out of this Maya illusion. It's not that, oh, it happened 5,000 years ago. Why should I even waste my time to hear what's happening? We still humbly, patiently, we hear the pastimes because that's helping us revive our memory of Krishna, revive our love of Krishna. Srimad Bhagavatam Puranam Amalam Yad Vaishnavanam Priyam. In this narration, there is nothing about material activities, economic development, sense gratification, or liberation. Srimad Bhagavatam is called Amal Purana, the purest of all the Puranas. Why? Because it completely only speaks of devotional service, of devotees, of Krishna. Doesn't speak about Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. Srimad Bhagavatam is the only narration in which the transcendental nature of the Supreme Lord and his devotees is fully described. Thus, the realized souls in Krishna consciousness take continual pleasure in hearing such transcendental literatures, just as a young boy and girl take pleasure in association. So, a boy and girl, they have natural attraction. There is a natural attraction between a young boy and a girl to be together. So, that natural attraction is there between the devotee and hearing the topics of Krishna. The pure devotee is naturally wants to hear the topics of Krishna, the realized souls. So we continue to hear and chant, and we will revive our love of Krishna. Any questions or comments?
No, all okay.
Thank you so much for listening and joining in. Bhagavad Gita ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai.